Hey guys, my name is Simpzy. How are you all doing? Welcome to my first medieval 1100 AD campaign here today on the channel. We're going to be playing as the Roman Empire, the Byzantines, on Total War Rome 2. So, if you like the sound of that, feel free to leave the video a like, subscribe if you're new, let me know in the comments feedback and suggestions, and feel free to leave a dislike. So please be aware, guys, that this mod is still in beta and it's not entirely balanced. There has been some criticism on recruiting garrisons that are kind of broken and stuff, but it's completely understandable. This is beta. This is not an alpha version of the mod. It's not designed to do like 30-40 let's play episode parts and to run smoothly, so just wanted to be that aware. It could very well be stable enough to do that, but the thing is with betas, like, you can just run into stuff that completely can brick campaigns. But I thought I would sort of test out the mod for myself, play about an hour here today and see how we go. Loading in now. So let's have a look at some of the backgrounds we've got. Okay, cool. I think I kind of like the Wrath one, so we'll go with that. So let's have a look at the Grand Campaign. So this is a Medieval Kingdoms mod, similar to the 1212 AD, but this is for Total War Rome 2. So I do recommend it if you don't have Total War Attila and are sort of itching for a similar mod to the 1212 AD. I recommend this mod, 1100 AD. It's not as well polished, it's still very early in development, and not all the factions are there that are playable that you can meet on the Grand Campaign. But we did a lot of campaigns in the 1212 AD mod, and I'm excited to sort of test out this 1100 AD, so I'm sure we can do a similar thing. So let me know if that's something you guys are interested in. So let's go through the factions. We have the Catholic factions, which is the County of Portugal, Hungary, the HRE, the Kingdom of France, Kingdom of Leon and Castile, Pisa. Moving to some of the eastern factions here, we've got the Seljuk Sultanate, Sultanate of Rum, the Norman factions, England and Sicily. Further eastern factions here, we have the Fatimid Caliphate, and we've got sort of nomadic tribes over here. The only Nordic faction at the moment is Pomerania, and the Crusade states of the Principality of Antioch. So we're going to be playing as the Roman Empire here today. This is a little bit controversial. Some people, they think it should be called Byzantines. I'm not too fussy about this. I don't mind them being red. I probably would have liked them to be purple, because that's kind of cool. But historically, in this time period, like, if someone was like, who is that over there? What is that person over there? They'd say they're a Roman. They wouldn't call themselves Byzantines yet. From what I'm aware, looking back, historians have allocated this time period, 1100 AD, to the Byzantines, Byzantium, as it's different to Rome. But most of the people around the Mediterranean here would have colloquially referred to this empire as the Romans. But obviously they're quite different religion, Orthodox compared to Christianity, and ethnically, these people are more Greek than their Italian counterparts, so that's why historians call them Byzantine. So we're doing a Byzantine campaign, technically Roman, whatever you would like to call it. We've got some really nice stats here as well. Independence, plus 20 melee defense during battles in owned and allied territory. That's really, really good. Classical heritage as well. We've got Iron Fists, which is a minus 50% resistance to foreign occupation, and marching orders. I really like these traits a lot. 15% whopping movement range, so we can really move about here. And there's a huge blurb here. But this is my first time loading up. We're going to bring a blind Let's Play, which is really exciting. So please do take into consideration that it's still pretty early in development. The start date of 1212 AD is probably closer to that of Medieval 2, so it's a little bit further back. I'm really excited this because Rome 2 is a lot more optimized than Total War Attila. There are some problems with it and whatnot, but a lot of more people have Rome 2 as well. So if you're itching to play a medieval campaign and you didn't have the chance to pick up the 1212 AD mod, I do recommend this one. So let's have a look at the units that we're going to be able to use in this Byzantine Roman campaign. So generals wise, we have late and early cataphractoi. Okay, some just melee units there. The melee units we do have access to: Tagmata Guard, Varangian Guard, the Viking variant, Byzantine Axemen, Skatatoi Swordsman. Okay, spear-wise as well, we've got a really large roster. Kontar... Oh, God. Let me try this again. Kontar Atioi. Okay. And then we have Totaxte Missile Infantry. I'm sure you Greeky boys are going to be angry at me for saying some of this. Cataphractoi. Horse Archers. And then the Field Ballista Scorpions, Onagers, and Giant Ballista and whatnot. Alrighty, so we'll load in and I'll meet you guys on the campaign map. Okay guys, welcome to the campaign map. Let's get stuck into it. So, we're on the 1100 AD mod. We're just using that mod and the music pack for it. Now, because in the later Total Wars the settlements are hard-coded, they're not exactly in the right spots because this is the Rome 2 map technically. So Constantinople is here instead of over here, which I don't mind. Nicaea was the capital here. Anyway, so this is what we currently occupy. We have most of Greece under our control. The coast here in Turkey, pushing up over these coastal territories. We do have the Crimea under our control as well. I did see that Brand McBourne did have a sub-mod for this, but I thought I would start the vanilla version of the game firstly. His 1212 AD sub-mod I really did like, but just having a quick synopsis at his sub-mod at the moment, there was a few things I disagreed with. I like the aggressive AI, I like the harder AI and being more aggressive and recruit armies so there's more field battles and stuff. He opened up diplomacy as well, making trade and alliances and non-aggression pacts more easier, but he did add something which I don't like, which is additional armor for more units and make the battles go a lot longer. So, and particularly as well, I want to show you guys the vanilla version of this mod before I start adding sub-mods onto it just yet. We could come back to it depending on the general consensus. Just let me know in the comments. But there was a couple things there that I didn't want to just like add monotonous time onto. Like I don't want to make it like my DEI I play on Rome 2 is heavily sub-modded just to speed things up on the campaign because I don't have months and months to spend on a campaign. Right, so let's have a look at what we're working with. So in Constantinople, oh, I like the unit cards. These look alright, they look different, so let's expand and see what we've got here. So a practice field, minus tax, public forum, public order, Orthodox parish, that's from Thrones of Britannia, I believe. So we can get auxiliary camps in and around here. A tax inspector, banditry, and tax, so there's banditry in this, okay, and then we've got an aqueduct here to give sanitation and growth. So let's go with that to start things off. So let's have a look at this army here. So we've got a small one here. Straight off the bat, what can we recruit? Okay, so decent cavalry, Varangian Guard, which will take a little while, so we can dive into that. Diplomacy-wise, we're currently at war with the Sultanate of Rum, and we have a client state with Bulgaria. The main objective of this series is to reforge the Roman Empire and take our historical territory back. I'd like to take the Eastern Roman Empire back, along with pushing into... we could negotiate with some factions which are a little bit further away. What about you, Georgia? Would you like some sort of access there? No, we've only got really good relations with them. We're going to sort by happiness. Armenia, they can potentially give us a trade right and non-aggression. Oh, not a non-aggression pact, but straight up trade. Military access, though. We'll try and squeeze some money out of them. We have no ambition of pushing into the mountain range just yet. We probably want to go straight down and across there, I think. So that pact has been signed. Bulgaria, although they are my client state, from what I can remember in my 1212 Byzantine campaign, they actually betrayed me, which was hilarious. So we'll get trade rights and a decent payment from the Bulgarians. Georgia, we can't just like demand a payment from you. Yeah, here we go. We might be able to do the cheeky Simpzy cheese strat. No, we can't. Okay, Antioch. It's going to be quite some time before we have a war against them, potentially. So we just want to continue on trade. But, yeah, do you even need Brand McMorgan submod for the trade mechanics? Because these guys seem to be wanting to negotiate with me quite well. But there are a lot of factions in this. So let me know in the comments what you'd like me to replace this series with. France, England, maybe Antioch. I think there is a Crusader sub-mod that is currently available. But I'm excited for this. Sicily. I guess we can make trade. There's no harm in getting trade rights against factions that are super far away. Like, we're probably going to push into Croatia, the Sultanate of Rum, early in today's episode. But we'll just have to say... So, I'm going to skip a little bit ahead. I'm going to try and get as much trade rights as you can. You don't need to see me negotiating with every single faction here. Check out this guy, though. He looks cranky. Okay, does the Sultanate of Rum actually want peace? No, they're not interested. And we can't change this at all. We might even be able to get Bulgarian Orthodox soldiers, just like conscripts, if we move an army in there, if we're lucky. Okay, tech-wise as well, we can have a quick look at this. So Defender, or not Defender, just Defend Byzantium, which gives us a +5 morale. And we unlock this. So I'm just sort of curious to look at the tech tree. It does actually cost money. I actually don't mind that. So you don't have sort of a perverse incentive to rush stuff. It actually costs a bit. But it takes 17 turns to get access to the late tier units. That could be a little bit longer in my opinion. Especially getting for late Varangian Guard. Because it is still only 1100 AD. I think we'll go with Civic. Because we need to get our food, public order and stuff going. Obviously this is a blind let's play, so I don't really know what's going to be the problem. Is there going to be huge bandit problems? Province instability? We'll just have to sort of see and test things out as well. But getting that corruption -15% in the long haul is probably really going to help us. I also don't know how well our early units are probably going to perform on the campaign map. We'll just sort of have to find out and see. So we'll just go with a small just civic buff there. What is this? So, military victory. Latium, Judea, Armenia. Okay, let's have a look at our faction and see what we're working with. Oh, nice icons there. So, the Comyn dynasty. So, oh, we've actually got Alexios the First. So, I think this is the same family tree that was in the 1212 AD mod. So, we've only 30% favour. Ugh, crikey. That could be a little bit dangerous. That's a little bit low. The Trade Party currently holds sway in 32% of the government, while the other houses are up there as well. We are currently an empire instead of a republic. And characters-wise, we have a lot of children. So I have a daughter, Anna, a second daughter, Maria, John, who is my son and heir, who's 13, Andronicus, Andron is 9, Isaac is 7, Eudokia, I don't know how to say that, Dokia, and Theodora there. We've also got some other prominent nobles as well. So there's not really much else we can do here. We can declare an heir. I think we've already declared him as an heir, so there's no point in doing that. Security, we'll add that further in. So let's have a look at what provinces we can unite. So in Bithynia here, we could go after the Danish men's. Go after the Danishmen in the east here. Who are they at war with? We could look to expand there. They're currently at war with Antioch, and we can unite that province. That could be the play, while focusing on the Seljuk Sultanate of Rum, who we start off at war with. So we're already being dragged eastward, which I don't particularly mind. Most of this territory here is probably a lot more valuable than in Italy. Okay, so we do want to be able to get our finances going. We can actually upgrade this cavalry unit. So we'll sit you inside. We'll start getting some additional units. That's quite expensive, Ranging Guard, but we've actually increased our income by about 3k just because of those trade rights. So we'll get Varangian Guard in, because they are probably going to be the bread and butter of this series. Mercenaries, I'm just more or less curious. So we do have access to a mercenary pool. We've got a secondary army here by the looks of it, so we could move it to Constantinople, because we want to try and blitz the Turks as we can. So we'll move you further back here. So we have 2 armies in operation. What can you recruit here? So you only can recruit Skatatoi Spearmen. So let's get a couple of those boys in. And we don't have the entire province here as well. Potentially going with sanitation is not a bad idea. So we have a spy in North Africa. So instead of having... Actually, is it something because it's blue? No, it is just a purple. It is just a spy. I'm not colorblind, I swear. That's purple. For some reason, my mind said purple, my mouth said blue. So we've got a secondary army here. What can we get in Thessalonica? Auxiliary spearmen. So let's get a couple of those. It's going to take us a while. And we do have the entirety of this territory, so we'll build aqueducts for now. Look, we can find the meta eventually of what's really worth it. So it's going to take 2 turns before we can even get here. In the city of Athens, can we get... we only can get just basic units. What happens if we push into this province? Does that connect to Thessalonica? It does. And we're already critting enough, so we probably should have stayed back there, which is unfortunate. So what have we got here? Working stance. Oh, that's cool. Armies which do not participate in war campaigns spend their time constructing and working. Oh, I like this. So the negative debuff is a minus 100 campaign. You get upkeep, you lose attack, but a 15% agricultural wealth buff to public order. Oh, yes, because this is the problem as well. I need to do this. It's one of these mods where... Yeah, so having your army sit in the settlement is going to cause problems, so that's my bad. I've got that so down pat in my head that having armies in cities give you additional public order buff. In this mod, no. So we're just going to have to quickly redo that, which is annoying, but so bad. So we've only got 4 armies in operation. Up here, yeah, so for now they're fine. In the Crimea as well, I wouldn't mind making a push, but you just don't want to get caught up here. Maybe getting food. Nah, sanitation is the best. Oh, we actually have a settlement down here in Judea. I didn't know that. Oh, yeah, we've got Cyprus. Huh. Okay, that's cool. I don't think we particularly need an army down here. Maybe getting an Orthodox parish is probably the play. So Tripoli, Jerusalem, we actually border with them. Okay. Far out. The religious buildings have a loss, so the Romanic church still gives us Orthodox public order and wealth. The small monastery, slaves, St. Nicholas's sanctuary, Orthodox preacher. So it just sort of depends on research and buff. I kind of like that. But I do like these unit cards. But I think they'll sort of pick a style eventually, because some of these are from Rome too, some of these are from Thrones of Britannia, but so far I don't mind the artwork on them. Okay, so I think we've set up this first turn alright. Then we've got a little bit of money left, so look, you might as well try and get more food and stuff. So we're going to be rallying our military forces here in the east, just in case. I probably can get some banditry, anti-banditry stuff there. There's a couple more places that we can expand. We don't want to accidentally do this and not afford it. Yeah, so we're currently rallying up forces to deal with the Sultanate of Rum. I think this secondary army can probably maybe even make a play on Italy. So the Duchy of Apulia and Calabria. Is this... what is this? It's Catholic. I guess this is not Norman, but Normans definitely occupied Sicily at this point. And maybe this is more Spanish influence. Because you forget that Spain occupied southern Italy at some point. Okay, so we can get some edicts here. Bread and games is usually the one you go for, but there's a lot of negatives for this, though. So there's not these, because the edicts have changed in this. They're not all perfect, and like they all they're not always a good thing. Edicts. There's counter buffs here. There's a cost and effect flow. So you get 15% tax, but it's minus 10 public order. Bread and games, you get minus growth, but you get public order and more. I think for now, for the lot of it, we'll just go bread and games, because we don't want corruption. But yeah, that growth debuff can be a little bit of a problem. Alrighty. Right, Thrace can do it. We had one more edict to assign. Alright, let's end the turn and continue. And see how the AI reacts to us. So these guys want trade. No, I'm probably going to war with you. You guys as well. We could go into Illyria and then connect all the way down. But I'm not going to trade with you because if we are going to attack someone early on, it could very well be you guys. The Danish meds. Or it's maybe Danish meds have attacked me. Okay, fair enough. So already from the get-go, oh, they do seem quite aggressive. The Emirate of Damascus there have warred me. That might be able to bring us closer to Jerusalem. So you do start off with a food problem. It takes a little while. Faction encountered Alans and the edicts have been gone through. So Hungary is now at war as well. And they have also declared war upon the Sicilian, Sicilian Principality, I guess. Sicilian. Okay. Jerusalem, would you want some sort of alliance? No, I just thought because we're at war with the same person. You never know, sometimes the AI doesn't like to declare war upon you. But we're just getting a little bit ganged up on here. Which is what I don't like. I think we'll go with the Romanic Church. I didn't actually read this properly. So we get a moderate boost with diplomacy with all Catholic factions. So if you really wanted, you could kind of build a bunch of churches to just get fantastic relations. I don't like that. I like that a lot. I guess you sort of go for the most expensive one here. Okay, so we've still got 2 turns... yeah, until we get those military forces done, so we can't move them around. We can force... No, we can't force much. Oh. I thought we could. Right, so we'll be able to move you to rally up here. We're still slowly but surely building up our military forces economy and mustering the troops. Yeah, aqueducts, parishes, and military forces early on seems to be the play. Let's end the turn and continue. We want that spy to come back over and across now as well. So we can get some line of sight. But so far I've been enjoying this mod. I do recommend it, particularly those who have Rome 2 but haven't been able to pick up the 1212 AD mod for Attila. Because like I swear like every Total War person who's interested in Total War has Rome 2. But yeah, please do take into consideration that it's only been out on Steam for a year. It had a recent update in November. That's why I'm playing it. Okay, so that's Civic's done now. Look, 15% corruption. Going straight for that I actually kind of like. And then getting more civic buildings. Because particularly as we take more territories, our corruption is going to snowball. I sort of believe in the quality of our soldiers. You'd think, like, if this mod is realistic, the Romans / Byzantines should have some of the, if not best and strongest infantry in the game. You would assume, wouldn't you? Okay, so we haven't got any cavalry in this. I don't think that's going to be particularly too much of a problem, but we'll just get some more there. We'll start heading to the coast. We could push to Bari, or we could push into Illyria. We'll just have to see. Now, we've got no other people of age, so we can maybe have a look at these leaders. So with Legion 1 here, where is the Emperor? So he's over in Constantinople. So he's got a full stack. Because we could marry those politicians maybe to my daughters. To sort of keep them alive. So with Legion 1 here... if I could somehow zoom on the campaign map to them, that would be ideal. I don't want you there. Why are you ping? I didn't even know you could do that, ping around. Okay, so who have we got here? Reina Fiscus. Rain of corn. Rain, death, fire, arrows, and corn. What a silly name. Then we've got Polo here. Okay. And we have a female politician. I wouldn't think you'd be able to get her to command the armies, but this is Rome 2. Just for my own curiosity, can you bring in a female general? No, not by the look of it. And we also have Thaddeus Censorinus, okay? And he's over here as well. Alright. So, those Varangian units are done. That spy is going to take a little bit around time to get around here. Okay, so we can probably move that into position. Look, we'll scout ahead. We'll take it slow. Okay, so there is an army inside of 11. And what's the garrison of these? 13. We've only got 13. So we can wait on the border here. We'll move slightly back. Get those additional military forces in. And we'll be slightly aggressive and push up there. Maybe to try and bait them in. And I think we probably can get some heavy cavalry. Or we can get... no, we get 9. Let's get 2 of those cavalry. Even though the heavies are better. Alrighty, let's end the turn and continue. But so far, I'm really enjoying this mod. I'm having a lot of fun. Oh, we're being attacked here. 2.3k against 3k. We are outnumbered so much. The auto-resolves are really harsh in this. Not even an auto-resolve there. Like, we've got decent units. Varangian Guard Spear. Yeah, kind of might be DEI. They might kind of lie to you and say that the balance of power is not in your favor. So I guess we'll try and hit these armies here and go more aggressive. But yeah, one thing I've already noticed in this, please be aware, the auto-resolves are massively harsh. Or maybe it's one of those mods where it lies and it's like, we want you to play every single battle. Which is personally what I don't like. Okay, so the garrison's not there, so maybe that was it. Anyway, we'll fight this one here today. Our first battle against the Turks. Let's do a hard save as well. Alright, let's fight this one. So the Battle of Leon. So we've got 3 units of Varangian Guard. 1 unit of swordsmen. They should be able to carry us in this. 6 units of decent spearmen. Bronze chevron. 2 units of heavy archers. Some skirmishers there as well. So let's see how the battles end up. But maybe a lot of that stuff gets fixed in Brown McBourne submod. I don't know. Let me know feedback and suggestions, but it's still pretty early days. Eventually, I would love it to get to a period where it's in alpha, and I can let's play heaps on heaps of campaigns. But I'm curious to see how the battles end up, because some people have said they're a little bit too quick, but I want to find out for myself. The terrain in this particular battle isn't very fortunate for us. Seems a little bit too woody for Turkey in my opinion. But maybe towards the coast it makes sense. Pouring down with rain. But let's have a look at the units for this mod. So here we have the Emperor himself. With his Loyal Cataphractoi unit. I like the look of it. And then his bodyguard there. Alright, let's have a look at the very heavy Varangian Guard unit. These guys, ethnically Viking, should be able to carry us in this one. You'd hope. Alright, and then we've got some normal Roman / Byzantine swordsmen. Very nice. They're actually very heavy. Scutari swordsmen. Oh, okay. We'll move up and try and close the distance on the Turks. Balance of power is 60-40 in my favour, I would say. So let's move up there and see how we go. That's fine. The enemy reinforcements are approaching. I'll move you up here. But you never know. My Alexander campaign on DEI, when I played it super early, got bricked. They took like 2 weeks to update it. So I think this beta has been out for a while. However, there's been another update in November, so it's still relatively new. So they've actually spawned quite close to us here. So these Turkic warriors now charging against my spearmen. A lot of skirmishes there. So here are the Turkic warriors for the Seljuk Sultanate of Rum. Because we're in 1100 AD, I believe the Sultanate of Rum is in the Far East. And not various other Eastern Caliphate units. So we'll send a Varangian Guard unit down here and the General. Just to make things a little bit even. Currently it's a 2v4. We're still slowly but surely progressing up the hill. But as they have the high ground, excuse me, and it's pouring down with rain, it's going to be a little bit of a slog. But the Varangian Guard, against their spears, should be able to carve them up. There we go, two-handed axeman blows. Come at ya! We're going to send you to Valhalla. I would imagine that they're not practicing Norse religion in 1100 AD. This could be even a couple generations of Varangian Guard. When were the first Varangian Guard brought in? 800 AD? 600? Maybe, maybe not. They could even be more sort of ethnically Rus as well. Okay. So the Emperor's getting stuck into it. But here are some of the Eastern Turkic units there. In their unique ethnic clothing, that looks cool. The two-handed Vikings are still getting stuck in. The Varangian Guard are tearing things up. That's what I like to see. Whack him in the Achilles and chop him up in the shoulder. Shoulder. Okay. So now pick a target and hit them, please. Also, I couldn't really see what difficulty to play on as well, so I was very unsure. It could be kind of like DEI, where it's like, this is balanced for normal, please. So it could be one of those things. We might have cooked ourselves. Oh, let's push up here. But yeah, so here today, we'll try and put a dent into the Turks. We'll try and reclaim some of our eastern territory in Anatolia. Once we get a comfortable position, I'm not opposed to opening up a western front against the Italian states. So the main army pushing up the hill is now engaging the Turks in hand-to-hand combat. They're throwing their own Turkish heavy cavalry in. My soldiers on the right have buckled. Some of them have gone way into the trees, chasing down people. There's some cavalry on the left that we need to watch out for. But so far we're holding. It's still 60, 50-50. Still kind of close. Okay, they're now wavering, which is good. Also, I wonder if, as well, I have a lot of questions for this mod. Like, are there more factions that are more balanced? Like, is a France campaign more reliable than a Byzantine one? We'll just sort of have to test and play things out. So our medium archers here are going to, hopefully, if you can hit that cavalry before it charges, you might be able to break it, but unfortunately, skirmish mode got the better of you there. I would like to run down those archers, but they're just not going to be quick enough. Okay. They're pushing up here. They're just sort of dragging us around for a bit. Their center's still holding. But their skirmishers are absolutely shredding my weaker units. These weaker spears have been gone. Also the recruitment time as well. I've been reading people being criticizing. Just due to the cost and the time it takes to recruit some of these units. 2 turns and the cost can be a little bit harder. Just to let you guys know and be aware, but you got to take these type of mods with a pinch of salt. Take it easy, especially when they're in beta and alpha. Particularly those who've jumped straight over from the 1212 AD experience, which is phenomenal. So there seems to be 2 holding here, and there's a lot of guys just really skirmishing me away here, which is annoying. We can't seem to catch them. They're really kiting me well. And they haven't capitulated yet, so we might have to form one strong, cohesive line here. Because when you get sort of dragged about a bit, the back of your armor and the sides get very much exposed. But those armor Turk warriors are really holding well. Yeah, so aesthetics, I kind of like, you could go sort of halfway. I mentioned this before. I'd kind of like to see a purple color instead of the red. If you're going to call them Romans over Byzantines. I don't really care about the naming overly too much. I just like purple over red. I think. Right, you move further back here. That would be sweet as. So, 8 minutes so far. That's not too bad for a length of a battle. Basically, normally we'd wrap things up here because, in a different battle, because they would be in a full retreat. But they seem to be holding on quite well. The skirmishes are dragging me around a lot. Yeah, those armor-piercing rounds have dealt a lot of damage. The weaker spears got caught. Some of my Varangian Guard there are getting smacked as well. But it should be alright if the replenishment's good. If it takes longer. My apologies, guys. Oh, that's kind of funny. What was I saying? Right, unit replenishment. That's it. If it's quick enough, it'll be fine. We're actually struggling here a little bit. It's alright. I don't have the COV 19er. Isn't that what people say now? Where I am in Australia, we've been super lucky with it. It's actually kind of crazy. In Tassie, I think we haven't had like community transmission like 180 days, nearly 200 days or something crazy. We've been very, very fortunate here. It's like we're living in a different world. Right, they're getting pushed back. Victory. I'm going to try and run down as many of them as possible. We might just take the result, actually, because we're not going to... Well, the thing is, we're not going to be able to run them down anyway, are we? So, Alexios, the Emperor, 2.6, 2.4. Look at those Turkic warriors. 365, 170. Our Varangian guard did a lot, but it cost a lot. Civilian did alright. Those other ones didn't do very well. Archers 29, 52. The loss is very high in this. Or maybe the Turks are a really, really strong faction in this. 360 for one of their Turkic sword units. It's kind of insane. 190 for the general's bodyguard as well. 100. 200 kills. Yeah, maybe the Turks need a bit of a debuff. 212? It's kind of insane. Pyrrhic victory. Okay. It just depends how long it's going to take us to lick our wounds from that. Far out. Alright. Because it's going to probably take us 6 turns to get that stuff back. Okay, so can we run you down here? Yep, we can. So we'll auto-resolve this one. Open field battles are fine, but I think the garrisons... Or maybe it's just the Turks in particular. Okay, so let's move back here. We'll replenish and repair, and then we'll continue on our conquest west of Ankara. Let's bring just cunning in. Probably offensive is probably what I go for. I saw that before. Command is probably not too bad either. But here are the skills that you can bring in. Okay, so let's try and push to the settlement. Okay. 2.3k against 1,000. That auto result was massively not in my favour. So, yeah, we're going to just have to build up a bit more. I was more or less curious. Yeah, so the garrisons are huge there. Let's get more archers in. Okay, so we're going to open up an additional front in the west here now. We'll see if it's viable. Usually in Total War it is, but you never know in this mod. Opening up wars between Easterners and Westerners could be a problem. Okay, so we've been attacked here at Sinop. 1.3 against 1,000. Okay. An auto resolve normally we should have won that. That's annoying. Okay, we're going to push for Bari. But maybe it's one of those ones where it's like mods, it's like, oh, we want you to play every single battle. And that's just not for me, personally. I only like to play the battles I'm interested in. Okay, so we'll declare war upon the duchy. And we'll push into Bari. Okay, so maybe it's the eastern garrisons that are more potent. So what's the auto resolve in this one? Close to 50%. That's still pretty crazy. We're going to fight this one here today. We've got some light siege towers, so that's not too bad. Let's chuck a couple saves. Alright, let's get stuck into the Battle of Bari. Brundisium, Bari, the boot of Italy, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, so we'll see how we go here. Normally, like I said, in Total War, you can open up 2 front lines, but we've got the Catholic West against us now, and the Easterners with the Turks. Hopefully, we don't get overrun, being the little Orthodoxy faction in the middle. So now that we have our first siege, let's see how arrow towers are balanced. Have they buffed it more? Not that they need to. They're so powerful and potent in vanilla. So we'll just try and split things up here. We'll have 2 siege towers attack from this side, and some more from this. It's also Rome too, so once you actually get into the capture points, you can start initiating the countdown, which I kind of miss. But yeah, I do recommend this mod if you just want to have a bit of a muck around with. Don't expect to do, I don't know, 200 turns of this, because it could very well break down. If you get lucky, you might be able to. But I just thought I'd share my experience here today with it. And we'll do an hour-long episode. Right, so you can go for the gate there. You can swing around here. So the Byzantines, the Romans have arrived in Italy to hopefully start their Italian conquest. I think it's the Duchy of Apua. Let's have a look at these guys. Fighting with axes. Normally you'd think this region would be under Norman Sicilian occupation. I kind of don't mind that England and Normand were kind of lumped in as the same culture group. I kind of like that touch. I think the Sicilians are mostly sort of stuck in Sicily itself, but you'd think that they would have their high, massive medieval fortresses and castles even 100 years before the later medieval start date in 1212 AD, which is closer to medieval too. I kind of recognize some of the Thrones of Britannia models, I think, that have been imported. Some of those guys have axes, some of them have swords, which is cool. Second line here of Vilites, and then a general unit there. But here is what you're going to meet early on as you attack the Italian states. Maybe these guys are more ethnically Norman anyway. Swing you further up here. Ideally, if we can take these walls with impunity, we can get around and flank them. The gate now is being engulfed. I wonder if I can move my skirmishers there. There seems to be a huge hill facing down into the city. We might be able to perfectly aim down and loose those spears. Or throw them. The enemy gates have been destroyed. Perfect, it's that one. So we'll send our guys in. We do have 2 reserves of cavalry ready to go if need be. I do kind of like the advisor though, wearing a medieval get-up. So the Romans are back in Italy. Welcome back, boys. Alright, let's charge them in. And our siege towers have gotten to the walls. It's kind of cool because we can actually see big old stone walls now. And the siege towers always look nicer and are a nice touch. Alright, let's initiate this. But the thing is with Rome too, throwing those torches at the gates can sometimes be very hit and miss. I wonder if there's I wish there was an option for, like, they could put in like the Attila one where axemen are able to cut and break down the gate quicker. So it seems to be working slightly, that they're throwing and thrusting their spears downward. I'll push for the town square now. It's kind of like Warhammer 2 where you have to sort of arc your shots up and over the walls. So now that the siege towers are there, we'll try and bring our guys in. We want to initiate the countdown. But they're Italian, yeah, oh, they're actually called Italian Norman Spearmen. How cool is that? So, particularly in the older Total Wars, what you can do is you can sometimes swing your cavalry around a gap like this. Sometimes the pathfinding allows you. So if we can get our heavy Roman cavalry in, we should be able to cycle charge them. And we might be able to stop this meat grinder blob causing up. But most of their army's deploying on this side, which is fine. So we can flank. Fierce fighting is still breaking out on the walls. But my guys, you would imagine, a lot more battle hardened. They do not expect the Byzantine Inquisition. Alright, push here if you can. The movement is taking a bit. Yeah, so let me know, connoisseurs of the beta. Tips and tricks, mostly just feedback. I am curious to read your guys' thoughts and opinions. I did have a quick read around on other people's YouTube videos and just the Steam page as well. So some of our spearmen are engaging the general unit, the cavalry unit. We've got a nice little tower there in the background. That was cool. I like the slanted architecture. We need to get someone into that town square. There we go. You need to go here, please. If we get rid of the general, we might be able to hit the army loss penalty on them. Yep, and now that's capitulated. The lighter infantry are doing there. But so far we've been successful against this Italian duchy here. Yeah, maybe the eastern factions aren't quite balanced yet. Maybe the Turks are just like an absolute powerhouse. Okay, they're now routing, because this garrison was nowhere near the ones that we saw in the east. And this army isn't like crazy. We've only just got 3 units of swords, 2 spears, auxiliary. I do like that where you go around the campaign that you can get various auxiliary recruits. Like we've actually got some here that have occupied and like we've managed to pick up, not occupy, pick up in on western Greece. So we should be able to initiate the 255-second countdown in a moment, but they might capitulate beforehand. About an 8-minute battle here, so it's not too bad. They're not too long, they're not too short. It's kind of a bit of a sweet spot. Now, will they capitulate their units? Or will the timer run out? Maybe morale needs to be slightly tweaked as well. Because the general's dead. The capture point's been captured. And there's archers on the wall holding their own. I know that they're going out. Ah, no, decisive. I was going to say, if that went for like any longer, I would be suspicious. It might need to be changed. So the Duchy of Apulia and Calabria. Okay. Corn. What a name. Cornificus. Cornificus. I think that's how you say his name. Who knows. Deployed 2.8. Lost 500. That's not too bad. I'll take that. He deployed 1.4 and lost 8, 5, 6. Ooh. Okay, so 200 kills. Oh, that's nearly 300. Maybe closer to 2 for arrow fire there. 107, 119 for the enemy. Those skirmishers did alright. One got 167. Raining the fury of spears on the side. But we've set up a little bit of a base of operations here in Bari. And we only lost 2 units. Alright, sweet. So hopefully we can use this as a launch pad into the rest of the boot. We are going to loot and occupy, because it's a lot of moolah. Whoa, that costs a lot. 82k? Yeah, even that sort of stuff. So maybe the actual castles themselves. There was a huge problem in like 1212 AD with that. Some of the stuff was so expensive. Yeah, so maybe looting isn't the play like that. Because we need the garrisons to defend us. We could sue for peace, but I don't particularly want to. Okay, so we're still getting more soldiers in Constantinople. They've moved up a raiding army there. We'll just have to see how we go. Yeah, 115,000 to convert it. 23 turns. That's nuts. Like, we're never going to be able to afford that. You've been pushed back. Can't give chase. We want to protect Bari, though. No force march, which is a shame. Hungary's declared war upon me. Well, Bulgaria's going to have to deal with it more so than me. Jerusalem's been destroyed. Okay. Aleppo has now attacked me. Drawing the Bulgarians in again. Okay, so we've lost Cyprus here, which is fair enough. We couldn't really defend it. Alright. Let's push south to Constanza. Just need to be careful as we progress down there. Okay, welcome to the top of the turn. We're going to strike them in winter now. 2.3 against 2.3. Yeah, shouldn't be this close, you'd think. Close victory, man. Like, there's no army inside, just the garrison. I'd personally want to auto-resolve this one in any other Total War, rather than playing it. But, yeah, we suffered a lot of casualties there. We've got more auxiliaries coming over as well from Epirus. So that should be able to supplement the guys we lost. But if we could take their northern territory, that'd be great. Antioch want a military alliance. I'll take that, but I want the money. If we're ever going to convert that castle, which is like 18k. I'll take 11k off them, or 15 if they accept. No, we'll do the 5 then, whatever.
I must accept, although my honor cries.
Yeah, why does that in Trebizond have a Pyrrhic? Oh, it's the Dashamids, not the Turks. Sultanate of Rum has hit me here again. Whoa, 50%? When it's like 75? Okay. Whoa! Yeah, the auto-resolves aren't balanced. Because we fought them in the exact same place there. I wanted to auto-resolve that, but... yeah, we would have realistically had to play that one. And now... I guess we get light infantry because we want to try and push them. Okay, so we've been attacked here. Look, we'll chuck a save here. We're actually going to fight this one in the next episode. We're going to have the defense of Bari. I wanted to push out. We've just taken Consensia. And we also have taken Bari. But I think we'll wrap things up here. Thanks, guys, for watching. I've had a lot of fun here today. I do have my sort of constructive criticism, but I always go back to this. It's beta. Like, please understand that, guys, when you go check out this mod. It's not quite balanced just yet, but stay tuned for episode 2 coming out tomorrow, where we continue on in our Roman campaign. We're still going to be continuing in the east and the west where we can. Unfortunately, guys, it is time to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already with the bell notification on. Let me know in the comment section down below feedback and suggestions for the video. And feel free to leave a dislike. If you want to support the channel and follow me on my social media links, they are all linked in the description below. We've got the series playlist that you can access. You can also have a look at my gaming and recording equipment. If you want to get yourself some cheap games, check out the links. You can support me on Patreon if you want. Channel members members are available. Use creator code SimpzyTotalWar on the Epic Games Store checkout to flick me a couple of bucks. We've got Twitter, Discord, merchandise, Facebook, Steam group, Instagram, Twitch, and Google Plus links all in the description below as well. But above all, guys, make sure to take care of yourselves. Have a fantastic rest of your day. My name has been Simpzy. Much love from Australia. Goodbye.